Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Revolut just launched credit cards because until now they were only offering debit cards. And in today's video I will be reviewing the card and the conditions that they are offering. I have been a customer of Revolut for several years now, and on September 4th I received an email from them informing me that they had introduced these new credit cards, so we could assume that this product has been live for about a month and a half now. This video might also be particularly useful because if you look out there online, there is not much information at all on these new credit cards offered by Revolut. Personally, I just have the information on the email that I received from Revolut, but if I try to look for it online in their official website and so on for Spain, I cannot find them. Also, the information in the email is just very basic, so there are several points which are not covered, and until now, and to my knowledge, Revolut was only offering credit cards in Poland, Lithuania, the US and Ireland, but I guess that now it was the turn to introduce them in Spain. With that said, let's go and check the conditions of the new credit card for customers in Spain. Firstly, you can borrow up to 10,000 euros with this card. Up to means that not necessarily you will be given the full, entitlement. It will depend on your specific conditions, I guess your credit score and so on, and they will give you a certain threshold. And you can do also free payment deferrals with up to 62 days, which is almost 2 months, a bit more than the average of credit cards, which usually give you about 1 month. After that, the APR or TAE, which is how it's called in Spanish, which essentially is just the interest rate that Revolut charges you annually for the money that they lend you, is of around 18.37%. I mention around because actually I don't know the exact number. I tried to look for it in the email that I received from Revolut in their official website in Spain, but I couldn't find it anywhere. This number is coming from a newspaper in Spain that was advertising these new cards, and they mentioned this. When I also went and tried to look for it in the Revolut page for Lithuania, which is a country where, as I mentioned previously, they are already introduced the credit cards, there they are charging an APR of 16.1%. From what I can see, it seems like you only get to know the APR that applies to you after you have formalized the contract and basically, applied for the credit card. And it might depend on your specific credit score, the type of APR rate that, you're basically getting. Actually, at this point, I would say that if any of you watching right now already has applied for the new credit card, you know the APR that is being charged to you, it would be great if you could just drop it in the comments below. I think it would be very useful for anyone watching, or also for myself, who don't have the credit card yet, to know exactly how much we can expect to pay to defer our purchases. Another question unanswered is how long can payments be postponed for? Is it 24 months, 12 months, more, less? To be honest, I don't know. I also couldn't find information. I'm guessing that this is individualized based on your specific contract once you formalize it. So again, if you have done that already, please just drop the number in the comments below. Another incentive to get the card is that Revolut is offering a 1% cashback on all purchases for the first 3 months and capped at a maximum cashback of 20 euros. After that, the cashback is of 0.2% with no cap at all. I think that it is also worth mentioning that I checked the Lithuanian page and the credit cards there are offering a 0.1% cashback, so I think it's fair to assume that probably in the next months they will also lower this rate in Spain, as they are most likely just having it a bit higher to get more people to sign up. Important to mention is that Revolut by default just charges you the minimum amount that they need to charge you at the end of the month with this credit card. If you want the credit card to autopay everything that you have, let's say once a month or whenever, you need to set this yourself manually in the app, as otherwise it will just be deferring the purchases and you will pay interest on things that probably you don't need to pay interest on. The FX fees that they charge, so basically if you want to use the Revolut credit card to pay in a different currency abroad, are not directly specified, but I'm guessing that they will be using the same ones as they use with their debit cards. And that is that they have their own currency exchange rate, which in my experience it is a bit worse than that offered by the Visa or MasterCard. But it depends on the day that you are trying to exchange and the currency that you want. So it is very hard to give an exact number of how much more expensive or cheaper it is. Based on my experience and some tests that I did a few months back, Revolut is between 0.7 to 1% more expensive, so the rates are a bit worse than that of MasterCard. If you want to check the exact currency exchange rates that they currently have Revolut, there's a link to it down below in the description and you can go, and check it yourself. Additionally, if it works the same as with debit cards, there is a 1% fee on top for exchanging currency during the weekends, and there is a cap of 1,000 euros per month that you can exchange for free. When I say for free, it's basically with the currency exchange rates from Revolut, and afterwards you need to add on top of the currency exchange rates a 0.5% fee that Revolut charges. At least that's the case for the free account. If you want to get more detailed information exactly on how to use Revolut cards whenever you're traveling, the type of currency exchange rate that they apply with real life cases, I actually made a video a few months back in which I was comparing that. I will leave the video here above and also down below in the description. For ATM withdrawals with the basic account, these are for free with up to 200 euros per month or 5 ATM withdrawals, whichever comes first. After that, there is a fee of 2% with the minimum being 1 euro per withdrawal. I made a video a few months back in which I was sharing options to get free credit cards in Spain, so now we should also add that of Revolut. By the way, if you want to check that video out and be able to compare those credit cards with the one of Revolut, I will leave it here above and also down below in the description. Basically, if we compare the APR of 18.37% mentioned in the newspaper, which we could assume is the one that Revolut will apply, but we are not 100% sure, with the others in the video that I did, it is actually not that bad and better than the rates offered by traditional banks, although it is still higher than that of My Investor or Abanca. Personally, I haven't ordered the new credit card of Revolut because to my understanding, it is not great to have many different credit cards as it damages a bit your credit score. Again, I'm not an expert on that, so that's just my understanding. Anyways, I already have one credit card and that's already enough for me, so I don't really need to have another one. I don't want to have another card. However, if I had to get a new credit card in Spain, I would probably go for the one offered by Revolut, not just for the credit card itself or the fact that it is for free, but for all the other functionalities of the app, how convenient it is to use when traveling, and the competitive FX fees. Anyways, this is everything that I could find on the new credit cards that Revolut has just launched. What do you think of them? Have you already ordered your own credit card? If so, as I already mentioned previously, it would be great if you could just share the APR that they are charging you based on your contract and also for how many months you can postpone the purchases for. That would be super useful. Thank you so much in advance. If you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, and as always, see you next time.